Hey, I wanted to send out just a quick video as you guys get prepared for your first meeting with your city group leaders. And just want to say thanks so much to each of you for investing in the lives of these leaders. A couple notes I wanted to cover today. The first is this, just to remind you that the purpose of these meetings is that our city group leaders might be known, they might be cared for, and they might be encouraged. Those three things we want to see happen in the life of each of our leaders, and you're a huge part of that. The second thing I want to encourage you, in order to have this happen where they're known, cared for, and encouraged, is that maybe just a couple days before your first meeting, that you would send out a Slack message to them and just ask them, what area of life would they like to focus on in the conversation that you'll have with them during the meeting. And just to remind you, this might be an area where it might be their personal walk with God, an area they want to grow in. It might be just a relationship within their family, or maybe a friendship, or a spouse, any of these. Or thirdly, it might be a ministry-related conversation. And the thing I want you to notice about this is the broad scope of this question. We want to develop not just ministry leaders, we want to develop people. And that's a huge part. And so that's why really any of these three areas, their personal walk with God, other relationships, or ministry, can be a part of this conversation, can be the focus. So just help them understand that any of those are possible to talk about. And the last thing I want to say, in order to kind of facilitate them being cared for and encouraged, to spend your time when you meet in three areas. One would just be life, just to know how they're doing. The second would be the word. At some point during the conversation, it might be in the midst of hearing where they're at, or it might be just what you've been learning that you bring to the table, that you would share scripture, that scripture would be an integral part. And the last part would be that you'd pray as a group. Pray for each other, pray into the areas you've talked about as you work out next steps for where God's calling them in this season. Pray, trust God, lean into Him. So just a reminder, just so grateful for you. Thanks for taking this time to meet with our leaders. If you got any more questions, don't hesitate to talk to me or connect with Amanda, and we'll look forward to continue to move forward.